Our closing film this year is a film that is based on true stories as it affects millions of children in Nigeria and other countries who are victims of trafficking and other forms of child slavery, as we saw with Nafisat and Salihu, two young children who were separated from their parents from childhood by the cruel business of Amajiri Makari. The gullible villagers believe him, love him, and even revere him higher than the chiefs in the north. He's showered with gifts, praise. Some villagers even go the extra mile to sell their valuables to offer him bribes.
There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside of you. Every morning, you have two choices: continue to sleep with your dreams or wake up and chase them. As a young boy, I wanted to be a footballer.
Submitted to the festival platform. Over 4,000. And for the first time, we had over 500 films from the Republic of Iran. It's never happened before. It's always been 10 or 8 or 15, but over 500. So AFRIFF is making impact in the Middle East. That's how far we're traveling, you know, and that's why this year, for the first time, we're adding international categories into the awards. So it's not just Africans and Nigerians. We're going to have international categories for best feature and the likes, basically. So we're expanding, we're growing, and we're excited about it, basically. So there'll be more of this to be talked about on stage. Tonight, I want to bring up some of our big partners, stakeholders, and dignitaries who are going to come on and give more insights about this evening.
Imagery is designed to create awareness and get people to know the existence of child trafficking and, of course, all form of human trafficking, including forced labor, which is very, very rampant in this part of the world. So it's designed to create that awareness for people to know, and so that collectively we will look for good ways to make things work in our society. So it's designed to create that general global awareness. It was very intentional to have a imagery done in language to meet up with all the external opportunities that comes with movies like that, including the Oscars. But unfortunately, we were unable to finish our post-production before time.
We're bringing in some great legal companies, like 2 of them from America. They're very well known, to also pair up with the Nigerian legal companies we have here. We've had 2 companies be part of the festival forever, so it's very exciting for them to understand best practices. In our films, we score our films different. You know, from the first film you saw how the music was, the sounds. So we need to improve on that. For that, we're bringing in so many curators, so many music scoring companies also, maybe 3, not so many, but 3 music scoring companies that have also worked on films in Africa, big films that have gone out. What is our costuming like? So basically, we have so many aspects of film we need to really sit down and look at and say, okay, this is where we are we going to tomorrow? How are we writing our scripts? Everybody complains of our scripts, we know that. So how do we get these scripts to be different? We've never had international films be part of competition, but if we're at the Africa International Film Festival, then it's time to go, to scale higher.
AFRIFF keeps taking the bar high and higher, and I mean, it's one that one should support. We all need to put our hands together, to support AFRIFF and a lot of all these programs and events that come up, especially when it comes to do with industry. For AFRIFF, particularly because of consistency and growth and what they mean, not just to Nollywood, but to the film industry in Africa, I think it's one we should commend and really support. Coming from a governmental point of view, I also think when we support causes like this.
So we're working with AFRIFF and several other organizations essentially to help develop filmmakers, right? So people across the value chain of filmmaking, actors, script writers, story developers. And the idea essentially is to ensure that, as Nollywood is already doing, that we're creating stories that are actually going to be conduits for mindset shifts and for behavioral change. And that is the power of film. So essentially, we're tapping into that, and we're trying to fund some of the projects that a lot of the emerging, filmmakers are doing in partnership with AFRIFF and other organizations in Nigeria and across Africa. And the goal is to really amplify. So what we do really is amplify the work that organizations like AFRIFF are doing on a global scale, so that they can, be seen, right, and that they can be heard, and so that they can get the support that they need.
So what we're doing here is really just taking a look around to see what we can do with AFRIFF, young movie makers, content creators. How can we help you? What do you need? We had a conference about 2 years ago, content creation conference. It was really about helping young directors, young creators actually, just know that there's an alternative route for distribution in Nigeria, and we would like to see a lot of the content that they're creating. We can help. So really, we're here to just take a look around, talk to the filmmakers. What can we do? What do you need us to do for you? I really am very excited to be here. I'm going to have to tell my boss thank you very much, because when he sent me the message, I was like, but already I can see that there's going to be a lot of value created in the festival this year. And to the filmmakers here, I do have to say well done. I think you should give yourselves a round of applause, actually.
For me, I just feel we should still be true to our culture, true to our norms and values, true to what we think and believe is our own filmmaking. Go with whatever steps. I think eventually it will break through. Recognition is not a proof of perfection, of better quality. I mean, as long as the people accept you, Africans like what you're doing. I'm Pan-African, so I look more into Africans accepting us. When you have what's original, look at our music today. When you have what's original and solely yours, eventually it will creep into them. Tell your stories, because they can never tell the stories as well as you can. So we'll get there. The recognition will come. Might be difficult, but it will come.
As an expression of American interest in this festival, and how you have put Lagos on the map for American entertainment industry. Amazon, Netflix, Paramount, Disney, and the Smithsonian National Museum of African Art are all involved in this effort this year, and you'll have more and more every year. What we have done in our small little circle that we can do here in Lagos is we've given grants. Last year we gave a grant to help increase capacity in the animation film industry, and so we trained a lot of animators. And then this year we're sponsoring a competition in the animation space, and we're going to select 5 animation films, and they'll be highlighted at the film festival.
As a federal government regulatory agency, Because whatever is not noted by government is illegal. They've injected so much. And I want to thank you again for seeing reason to come back to AFRIFF. Secondly, I'll thank again the American Embassy, the High Commissioner, and the officers for doing what? In the creative industry entirely, with what they have done in terms of bringing back artifacts and collaborations and things like that, it's fantastic. But sir, let's be sincere with ourselves. The little corner you saw when you're talking about the film industry is a shame to us. In the creative industry, the film industry takes over 80%. You need to do more in the film industry. American Embassy and the American government. Am I right? Yeah. We need more of your support in the film industry. We appreciate the creative industry that you have done. It's still part of us bringing back activities and doing it, but we need more of your support in the film industry. And I want to thank you for coming into the public to support AFRIFF. Thank you. Then again, EcoBill, you see as a regulator, censors in court. That's what we meant, but censor is not supposed to be censor, and that's not the way we operate. Between 2017 and the present, there's been a liberalization. I'm a capitalist. I believe in business. I believe in entrepreneurship. I believe in creative energy of people. I believe in intellect of people. Clear. And that's exactly what has done, what has made us to be highly flexible. You could hear some certain things, a background, but then it wasn't what we're doing. It's highly liberal now. And we've been given the opportunity, I must say, a big appreciation to the President and the Minister of Information, Alhaji Mohammed, for giving me the free hand to determine based on the concept of the law to do things, and at times get out of the law to make sure that things are liberal and done within the scope of the glowing environment of the film industry. I must say thank you to them.
I'll tell you something. Because we've been very systematic about what we're doing, the growth has been very organic. So, like right now, the Oscar committee called. They called. Please, can we do this? People call us to say, please, can we do this? Please, can we contribute? So it's not us really seeking people anymore. It's people coming to us to say, we want to be part of this. Can we do this? So, yeah, we've gone past the stage of us looking for people. They come to us now.
The importance of AFRIFF that is growing year after year is a wonderful showcase for us. So there will be several French movies which will be screened during AFRIFF, recent ones, blockbuster, independent movies, and also we will also welcome high-level French professionals working in the production and in the distribution of the cinema industry. They will take part to roundtables, and of course, we will organize some B2B meetings with Nigerian producers. I would like to add that this year, we will have a representative of the Cannes Film Festival attending AFRIFF. And as the French President Emmanuel Macron recalled it during his official visit in Nigeria in 2018, France is committed to strengthen its commercial and artistic exchange with Nigeria.
If we can't write our scripts well, then our stories will always fall short. We don't invest the time, we don't invest there's so much to do in terms of script writing. So my number one belief is to grow the script writing and grow people. I think that's where the money is going to be, on the script writers. Yeah, that's what I think.
So we have created presentations and training classes to really discuss the African storytelling perspective. And that'll be done in an industry manner. We've had a few people, including our convener, Choma, talk about global best practices and really bringing our Africans to the forefront of global storytelling. So this year we're introducing a new concept whereby African storytellers and creators get to pitch their films and TV series sort of like in a Shark Tank manner, if you will. So you're going to be seated in front of titans of industry, people at the helm of global streaming giants such as HBO, Paramount, Netflix, etc. And you'll be able to really discuss your project in depth, whereby the heads of these companies will then be able to tell you not only what is wrong with your project and how you can go back and fix it, but also what is right with your project And the winners of these pitches, if you will, and these panel sessions will also be at the helm of industry and the global storytelling field, if you will, by being able to premiere their projects with these global streaming giants. So I think that's a huge, in fact, momentous opportunity for any and all who have been invited to pitch their projects.
From the collaboration with the U.S. Embassy, we developed a project to support animation filmmakers, and there was a workshop that we had facilitated by a studio in the U.S., and from there, the idea was to kind of support those animators into, doing projects. And we came up with this idea of this competition, really, to kickstart that and get that going. So we announced in June or July, I think in July, a competition that's running now for, the U.S. is giving $25,000 in grants, $5,000 each to the best 5 animation teams. So we've encouraged animators to collaborate together, maybe create a team of 3 to 5 people and develop an animation project of 2 to 5 minutes. Because we know that animation is very technical work, requires a lot goes into it to render and do things like that. We've kind of just made it to be short. So you just give us short content, short animation content, but those content that we can look at, we've also created a theme that they can work on.
I'd like for everybody to go to the website, generally looking to see what you fit into, and if there are different people coming you'd like to meet, it would be nice for you to indicate so that we can also tell them there's an opportunity for that. There's so many people coming from the French industry. They're looking to do business, from the American industry, from the MTN industry, from the women aspect of things also. They're here to make things happen, more so for women than men. And the biggest supporter of women are here. He's here too. So we thank you all for coming. Thank you so much. I hope you can stay back to watch the movie.